in the heart of a fertile valley, where the earth was dressed in the vibrant green of life. Prometheus and Epimetheus worked hard, molding with their own hands the clay that would give rise to humanity. The sunlight filtered through the treetops, reflecting on the beads of sweat that dripped from the foreheads of the two brothers. Prometheus, with his eyes fixed on his creation, spoke with enthusiasm. Epimetheus, look, they're starting to take shape. I feel that life is about to emerge. His voice resonated with hope, an echo of his deepest dreams. Epimetheus, although equally absorbed in the work, could not help but feel a shadow of concern. What if we fail? What if we cannot give them what they need to survive? They are fragile, Prometheus, and the world is relentless. At that moment, a gentle breeze announced the arrival of Athena, the goddess of wisdom. With her presence, the environment became even brighter. My dear Titans, I come to offer you a gift: intelligence and the capacity for reasoning. May this gift guide and protect you in your creations. Prometheus and Epimetheus stopped, admiring the goddess materializing before them. We thank you, Athena, said Prometheus, his heart pounding with gratitude. With your wisdom, our humans will be able to learn and grow. Athena smiled, and as she touched the first beings created, a spark of understanding shone in their eyes. The humans, now aware, began to explore the world around them, their gazes filled with curiosity and wonder. Prometheus, observing the scene, felt an overwhelming pride. Look, Epimetheus, they are moving, touching, questioning. It is a sign that our creation is promising. However, the brothers still appeared hesitant. But what if their curiosity leads them to unknown dangers? We need to think about how to protect them. Prometheus. The conversation between the brothers floated between hopes and fears as the humans began to take their first steps on their journey. Night fell slowly, and with it, Prometheus' idea began to take shape in his mind. He looked at the stars shining in the sky, a vision forming, a burning desire to give humanity something more, something that would make them truly grand. And so, as the moon illuminated the valley, the seed of his audacity began to germinate. Prometheus crept through the shadows of Mount Olympus, his heart pounding in his chest, a drum of boldness and fear. The golden light of the gods' celebrations illuminated the path he moved along, but he kept his distance, observing with sharp eyes. Laughter and joviality echoed around him as the gods reveled in their own grandeur. The Titan felt a wave of anger and determination. He was not there merely to steal a flame. He was there to offer hope to humanity. At the center of the hall, the sacred fire danced on a pyre, guarded by Hephaestus, the god of the forge, who wore a satisfied expression as he displayed his creation. Prometheus knew that fire was more than mere heat. It represented the light of reason, the ability to transform the world. With a stealthy movement, he approached, using his cunning to create a distraction. Look, Hephaestus, that statue you created seems to be moving, Prometheus exclaimed, pointing at a sculpture he had helped mold. The smith, intrigued and vain, turned to admire his masterpiece. Seizing the opportunity, Prometheus lunged for the fire, wrapping his staff with the divine flame. I did it, he murmured to himself as he felt the vibrant heat in his hands. With quick steps, he began to retreat, his heart racing with the adrenaline of audacity. Upon returning to Earth, Prometheus felt an overwhelming mix of euphoria and fear. Upon arriving at the valley where the humans dwelled, he raised the staff toward the sky, the flame glowing like a star. People of clay, come to me, he cried, his voice echoing through the mountains. I bring you the fire of the gods. The humans gathered, their eyes shining with expectation and admiration. What is this, Prometheus? Asked a woman, her voice trembling with emotion. Have you really brought the fire? Yes, he replied, his voice resonating with passion. With this fire, you'll be able to forge tools, cook food, warm your homes. This is the gift that the gods tried to deny you. A murmur of joy spread among the humans as they approached, fascinated. The flames danced on the staff, reflecting the hope Prometheus had for humanity. But amid the celebration, a shadow rose in the sky. The gods, noticing the absence of the sacred fire, gathered in a dark council, their voices heavy with anger and discontent. The balance of power began to tip, and Prometheus, though unaware, had already sealed his fate. Zeus was in an uncontrollable fury, his imposing figure illuminated by lightning that danced around him. He had summoned Prometheus to Olympus, and the Titan, even chained to the fate he had chosen, did not let himself be defeated. The hall of the gods pulsed with the energy of discontent, and all attention turned to the prisoner. "You dared to challenge the divine order, Prometheus," thundered Zeus, his eyes glowing like embers. "Explain to me your act of rebellion and why I should have mercy on you." Prometheus, even in the face of the gods' wrath, stood firm. "Lord of the gods, I acted out of love for humanity. Fire is the symbol of hope and evolution. Without it, they will remain in darkness, lost and weak. You cannot condemn the light I offered them." The hall fell silent for a moment as the gods murmured among themselves, their expressions varying between disdain and curiosity. Prometheus's courage was remarkable, but Zeus was not willing to hear more words from a titan who had dared to steal what was sacred. "As punishment, you will be chained to a rock, where an eagle will come to devour your liver every day," declared Zeus, his voice cutting like steel. "And each night, it will regenerate, so you can suffer eternally." Prometheus raised his head defiantly. "I accept my fate, but do not forget, humanity will not be left helpless. They will find a way, even in the darkness you wish to impose." Zeus, disdainful, gestured for the guards to take him away. "So be it. You will see what your humanity can do without the light you have given them." As the chains bound Prometheus to the rock, a mix of pain and determination took hold of him. The eagle, a majestic and feared creature, descended upon him, its penetrating eyes reflecting the cunning of the gods. But in his heart, Prometheus kept a flame alive, the certainty that he had planted a seed that could not be extinguished. Down below, humanity prospered, completely unaware of the Titan's fate. They worked with fire, creating new tools, building civilizations. But with this evolution, they also awakened the envy and wrath of the gods, who watched the scene with growing discontent. Athena, among the gods, could not ignore Prometheus's pain. Looking to the horizon, she pondered how she could intervene. "Prometheus is a true benefactor," she murmured to herself. "Humanity needs him, and I cannot let him suffer in vain." The goddess began to devise a plan, determined to find a way to help the Titan, even if it meant challenging the decrees of her father Zeus. The sharp chains of metal tore at Prometheus's flesh, but his mind continued to shine with the light of the fire he had stolen. The Titan was trapped in a rocky ravine, his wrists and ankles painfully chained to a stone pedestal. The sun hit on the horizon, painting the sky a deep red, as Zeus's eagle, a symbol of pain and oppression, approached. Prometheus looked to the sky and smiled, even amidst the suffering. He knew that his struggle was not in vain. "Why do you torment me, bird?" he asked, his voice filled with a determination that defied the chains that bound him. The eagle landed, its sharp claws digging into the rock beside him. "You are merely a messenger of the gods' will, are you not? Have you come to bring me more pain?" The eagle, with its penetrating eyes, replied, "I am not just a messenger, Prometheus. I am the reflection of Zeus's wrath. He does not forgive betrayals, and you have challenged the divine order." Prometheus closed his eyes for a moment, feeling the pulsating pain in his body. "And if I could convince you to send a message to Athena, to tell her that humanity needs her, that they must not lose hope, even in the face of adversity." The eagle hesitated, its instincts torn between duty and compassion. "Athena? She has always had a weakness for you, Titan, but the gods do not heed the wishes of a prisoner." "Then you must be the voice of reason," Prometheus insisted, his voice firm. "Humanity is not just fire. It is hope, intelligence, and unity. Tell Athena that she must guide them. They need to learn to fight for themselves." The eagle, touched by the passion in Prometheus's words, looked into his eyes. "And if I fail? And if Zeus finds out?" "If you fail, I am already lost," Prometheus replied, a glimmer of determination lighting up his face. "But if you have courage, you may be the key to their freedom. True strength lies in unity and wisdom." Meanwhile, elsewhere, Athena observed the humans who, even unaware of Prometheus's suffering, fought against the difficulties of everyday life. She walked among them, instilling faith and courage. "Do not give up," she exclaimed, her voice resonating like gentle thunder. "The true strength of you does not come only from the fire that Prometheus brought, but from the unity among you. Each of you is an important part of the whole." The humans, inspired by the goddess's words, began to gather, their hearts burning with the hope of a better future. "We are stronger together," shouted one of them, raising his fist. The crowd responded in unison, and a new determination began to arise among them. They knew that Prometheus's struggle was not just his, but everyone's, and that the true flame was in their hearts, ready to shine brightly. The humans, inspired by Athena's words, gathered in a wide circle in the center of the village. The atmosphere was charged with determination and hope. Among them, a young man named Theseus stood out. With a determined expression, he raised his voice. "We need to do something. Prometheus gave us fire, but now he is suffering for it. We cannot stand idle while he is punished." Heads turned toward Theseus, and a murmur of agreement spread through the group. "That's true," said a long-haired woman named Damaris. "If we unite our strengths and knowledge, we can devise a plan to free him." "But how will we reach Mount Olympus?" inquired an old warrior, his voice trembling. "The gods will not allow us to approach." Theseus, with a sparkle in his eyes, replied, "If we go together, with one heart, we can face any challenge. The fire that Prometheus gave us is the light that guides us, and together we are stronger than any god." The group began to discuss strategies. Utilizing the knowledge they had gained from the fire, they began to sketch out an audacious plan. With everyone's creativity and cunning, they decided to build a ladder of ropes and logs that would take them to the top of the mountain. Meanwhile, a group of warriors formed, led by Theseus. "Let's climb Mount Olympus and confront Zeus. We need to show him that humanity is not weak, and that we have the courage to fight for what is right," exclaimed Theseus, his spirit igniting the enthusiasm of those present. "I will go with you, Theseus," declared Damaris, determination shining in her eyes. "We cannot let Prometheus suffer alone." The crowd stirred with applause and shouts of encouragement. "For Prometheus!" they shouted in unison, strengthening their commitment to the cause. Thus, with hearts ablaze with hope, the humans began to scale the mountain. At the top of Mount Olympus, the view was majestic, but the divine guardians were on alert. Theseus and his friends prepared for battle, knowing that the true fight was not just against the deities, but for Prometheus's freedom and for humanity's dignity. Athena, watching from afar, felt a mix of pride and anxiety, ready to act if necessary. The battle between mortals and gods was about to begin, and the courage of humans echoed through the mountains, promising that a new dawn was coming. Theseus's call echoed in the heart of the battle, his voice resonating among the warriors and divine guardians. "Stop! The true strength of humans does not lie in our weapons, but in the wisdom that Prometheus gave us." He raised his staff, drawing the attention of everyone around him. The warriors, still fighting, hesitated, their swords suspended in the air. "The fire he gave us is more than a flame. It is hope. It is the ability to create, to learn, and to love." Theseus's words struck at the core of the conflict, and the gods, who had been watching with disdain, began to murmur among themselves. Zeus, who stood tall and imposing, felt a subtle shift in his perception. The fury that consumed him began to dissipate, giving way to unexpected reflection. In that moment of tension, the eagle that often visited Prometheus descended from the skies, its penetrating and majestic gaze upon them. With an intense glow in its golden feathers, it transformed before everyone, revealing its true form, a goddess. "I'm the daughter of Zeus," she announced with a voice that resonated like thunder. Prometheus's punishment was not an act of vengeance, but a lesson for all of us. The warriors, now stunned, listened attentively as the goddess continued. He had to teach humanity to value what is most important: compassion, unity, and love. His suffering was not in vain. Zeus, touched by his daughter's words and the courage of Theseus, looked at the humans with new light. If Prometheus truly brought hope to the world, he pondered, perhaps it is time to reconsider my decision. With a grand gesture, he turned to the rock where Prometheus was chained. "I free you, Prometheus!" His voice echoed, and the chains shattered like glass. The Titan, exhausted but triumphant, rose, feeling the freedom that had long been denied to him. Humans and gods, now united under a new understanding, celebrated the new era that was unfolding. Prometheus, finally free, became a symbol of hope, while Zeus learned that true divinity lies in empathy and love, not in power. The union between the worlds that were once opposed now flourished, and humanity, guided by the wisdom of Prometheus, was ready to build a future where the light of hope would always shine.